Welcome back to another video with your host, RenTen ASMR. In today's video, I will be doing a Week 5 NFL predictions video, so stick around to see if I choose your team to win, lose, or draw in this week's matchup. First off, on Thursday night, we have a rather unspectacular matchup with the Chicago Bears visiting the Washington Commanders. Now, this is a game where you have the Bears coming off a humiliating loss, and they haven't won a game yet this year, whereas the Commanders look pretty solid. They just gave the Eagles a run for their money and took them to overtime. So, based on that, one team playing against the best, one team losing against the worst, I have to give it to the Washington Commanders to win this game at home. Next up, you've got the Jacksonville Jaguars playing the Buffalo Bills in London. I think it's London. It's somewhere across international. This is a Josh Allen versus Josh Allen lineup. As the Bills, Josh Allen said today or yesterday, he is afraid of the Jaguars' Josh Allen. And I believe the last time these two played, Josh Allen of the Jaguars actually got the last laugh. Those Jaguars destroyed the Bills. Now, I don't think that is going to be the case this time, however. The Bills are rolling after week 1, and the Jaguars, though they got a good win in last week, the Falcons and Bills are not the same caliber of team. It's going to be a much harder matchup for them, and I do think that the Buffalo Bills, unless they have a hard time adjusting to this international game, whereas the Jaguars have that edge, already have being traveled, playing a game in London already, I do think that the Bills will win this game. After that, you move on to the Sunday morning slate. First up, it's the Saints at the Patriots. This is going to be a very lousy matchup, I have to say. The Saints are not playing as well as they should have been. I really think this year, this division was theirs. They had the best roster. They had the best quarterback. Derek Carr suffered that AC joint injury, and he played, but he didn't play well. Kamara is back, but still kind of a lousy game from them, losing. And Patriots, they just lost by 35, so obviously not a great showing for them. They played pretty solid in their first 2 weeks, and they won in week 3, whereas the Saints, they got 2 easy victories. Well, actually, they were kind of hard fought for them. They barely won. So the Saints don't look good. The Patriots don't look good. It's really hard to choose a team, but considering, I think also on the Patriots end of it, they just lost Matthew Judon and Christian Gonzalez for the entire year. I don't know how long Judon's injury is. The Saints are just more healthy. Oops, sorry about that. The Saints are just a healthier team. They're slightly, maybe better. I personally believe that the Patriots can win this game, but for my pick, I'm going with the New Orleans Saints. Next up, you have the Titans visiting the Colts. The entire AFC South is all sitting at 2-2. The Colts have put up some good games, and the Titans have put up some good games. It's hard for me to say. Ultimately, I think that the Colts have had some success after being able to run the ball with Zach Moss and Anthony Richardson, but the Titans have a very stout running defense, and I haven't seen Anthony Richardson light it up on the field throwing the ball as much, and I think the Titans' passing defense is worse. So if they can target that, then the Colts have a good shot of winning this game. However, on the Titans side of it, I don't really know what their offense does. They just win games somehow. Maybe they'll just do it again. I am able to pinpoint a weakness for the Colts, and I know nothing about the Titans really. Like, every year this team eludes me. I don't ever understand the Tennessee Titans. So I'm just going to give them a win in Indianapolis this week. After that, you have the Ravens visiting the Steelers. The Ravens just won. I want to say they won. Who did they beat? Oh, they beat a very bad Cleveland Browns team. And the Steelers lost really badly to the Texans. Now the Ravens beat the Texans, so NFL logic, Ravens will beat the Steelers. But any given Sunday, the Steelers are probably looking to bounce back. Mike Tomlin is a great coach. I doubt he lets them lose too much. But the Ravens are rolling. They're at the top of the division, and they're pretty solid. So I'm going to have to go the Baltimore Ravens in Carolina Panthers visiting the Detroit Lions, battle of the big cats. And in this game, the Panthers are winless. I have nothing to say. Lions turn around here. They're 3-1, top of the NFC North, and the Panthers are awful. Promising in the future, maybe, but right now they're not good. I don't think this is the team they get their first win against. The Lions would really have to beat themselves up in this game. Next, you have the Texans visiting the Falcons. Two different sides of the momentum in this game. The Falcons coming off an embarrassing road loss in London to the Jaguars. Desmond Ridder played horribly. And on the other side of it, you have the up-and-coming CJ Stroud leading the Texans to a great victory over the Steelers. So I think that the Texans keep it rolling. CJ Stroud has been balling out, and I think that continues. He is going to lead this Texans team to another victory and possibly snatch one of these top AFC South positions and beat the Falcons in this week. After that, you have the New York Giants losing to the Miami Dolphins. There's no way around it. The Giants look awful. They're truly not a great team. And the Dolphins, yes, they had a harsh week last week, but that was against the Bills. And the Dolphins, that was their first loss. I think they'll bounce back. They get a rather easy matchup. In my mind, easy win for Miami. After that, you have the Cincinnati Bengals visiting the Cardinals. Now, the Bengals, they won one game this year, and it was a hard-fought game against the Rams. The Cardinals have actually, they've beat a good team in the Cowboys. In the other games, they've competed. The 49ers game, it was one possession until basically the fourth quarter. And the other two, they barely lost. So the Cardinals team is in it to win it, and the Bengals have not been able to figure it out. If T. Higgins misses time, that only takes another hit on their offense. More time does mean more time for Joe Burrow to get more healthy, but it's tricky. I'm going to go Bengals, but I very much could see the Cardinals winning this game. I think right now there's more money on the Cardinals +3 than there is on the Bengals -3, but I'm going to go Bengals get a victory against the Cardinals. After that, you've got the Philadelphia Eagles visiting Los Angeles to battle against the Rams. A couple years ago, this was a great game when it was Carson Wentz and Jared Goff. I don't know why my mind jumped there, but that's what I think of when I see this matchup. And yeah, it's the Rams. It's the Rams who have gotten a couple good weeks. They're fighting hard. Matthew Stafford's still a little turnover prone, He's been slinging it well, but at the same time inaccurately. Well, maybe not inaccurately, but just to the other team more than he should. And the Eagles, they've also had their fair share of turnovers, but they're just a stronger, more dominant team. Haven't dropped a game yet. I don't think that will stay like that. I'm not predicting undefeated season for them, but I'm not sure the Rams are the team to do it. So I have the Eagles picking up yet another victory. After that, you have the New York Jets traveling to Denver to play against the Broncos. The Broncos' defense is awful, straight up garbage. But Zach Wilson, up until last week, was also pretty bad. He showed a lot of promise last week playing against a pretty tough Chiefs defense, and he had a second half surge that was due to turnovers and things like that. But he was composed. He looked good. It was very promising for the Jets. The Broncos, on the other hand, mustered together a victory against a pretty bad Chicago team, and they fell down big against one of the worst teams in the NFL. And the Jets have one of the best defenses, so I'm gonna have to go Jets here. I think that Zach Wilson keeps up his good play against a very bad defense, and I don't think that the Broncos offense will necessarily be able to overcome the strength of this Jets defense. So yeah, give me Jets. Then you've got the Kansas City Chiefs playing against the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings, talented, offensive, productive unit, but not great this year. They finally won their first one-score game against a winless Panthers team, I might add. And the Chiefs, yeah, they didn't play that great against the Jets, but the Vikings defense is not the Jets defense. And the Chiefs, they're pretty good after opening night. There are some offensive struggles here and there, but it's not like the Vikings defense is going to be the true test. If the Vikings can get hot early in the game and maybe keep a lead, maybe the Chiefs matchup. You've got the Cowboys going to San Francisco to play against the 49ers. I do think that this will be a great game. Very good defenses on both sides. The 49ers obviously haven't lost a game yet, putting up at least 30 in each week. The Cowboys only lost once, and that was kind of bizarre. But other than that, their defense has been like keeping them ahead in games. So it really is like, can the Cowboys defense neutralize the 30-point offense of the 49ers? And can the 49er offense limit the Cowboys offense? 49ers defense limit the Cowboys offense? It's hard to say. Maybe the Cowboys can go in and steal one. It'll take a lot of grit, a lot of courage, and I don't have faith in them. I'm going to go with the 49ers victory here. Obviously, the Cowboys are talented. I think it's definitely possible, but it's the year of the Niners, you know. They look great. They look unstoppable. So I'm going 49ers. And the last matchup of the week, it is the Green Bay Packers facing off against the Las Vegas Raiders on Monday night. Now, the Packers had a rather embarrassing loss on Thursday night, but, you know, playing Thursday and then playing Monday, they got a mini bye week in there, basically. A lot of rest time for Christian Watson and Aaron Jones, who are coming off of injury. More time for Jordan Love, who kind of took a little bit of a beating in that game. And the Raiders, on the other hand, yes, the extended time lets Jimmy Garoppolo come back into this game, but it is Jimmy Garoppolo, with all due respect. I think that this could be somewhat close, but I don't want to discredit the Raiders. The Raiders, they were in that Chargers game, even with Aiden O'Connell, only down one touchdown. So, you know, this will probably be a close matchup, but the Raiders are just more dysfunctional in my mind right now. They've had the entire Chandler Jones situation. He got arrested recently. Obviously, that's not on them, but it is linked to their media. I think Edelman recently, someone was commenting about Josh McDaniels, saying, like, you can't just implement the Patriot way on a different team. And the Packers, on the other hand of it, they've been winning games. They've been looking kind of sharp. I don't think that the Raiders D is too much of a problem for them. So I'm going to go Packers here. I think that the Packers get a bounce-back victory and topple the Raiders. So yeah, there you have it. Those are my Week 5 NFL predictions. If you want to know who's on bye this week on bye, you have the Cleveland Browns